Let's get our cameras rolling here. We have got to get our cameras straight too. We've got a blur going on. Okay, so can everybody see the board? Because we're going to be working through a scenario that I have received, and I am super excited to go over this scenario with you and show you what may be able to happen quickly with this client. Very excited. Don't forget the 3-day webinar is happening tomorrow. Yes, can you believe it? We are already coming up on September the 1st. Is that insane or what? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I cannot believe that we're going into September. Remember at the very beginning of January when I said Christmas is going to be here tomorrow, get prepared? Well, guess what? Get ready because Christmas is coming and it's coming super, super fast. So I am super excited to have you all financially ready for this Christmas holiday season. You're going to be able to have Christmas like you've never enjoyed it before. So get excited. I'm going to be writing down some numbers of a lady that I am working with. She has an income of $5,200 a month. She is paid bi-weekly. Okay, so $5,200 a month. A lot of you guys may be in that range because that's the American average for income. And a lot of people do make around the 5,000 area. We have some that are, I've worked with people that make as low as 1,900, and then I work with people that make thousands and thousands of dollars, 50,000 plus per month. So it doesn't matter if you make 2,000 or if you make 100,000 in a month. You're probably in debt. So that's what this whole channel is about, is to teach you how to use your own money. It's not magic, it's math. It's super easy. We have okay, so like we have a new software. It's going to be released starting tomorrow at the webinar. And we can ride these numbers out. So you can, look at what the snowball method will do, for example, the avalanche method, and compare it to the velocity banking concept. And guess which one wins every single time? You can get your debt paid off in less than half the time that it takes with the snowball method in most of your scenarios out there. When you talk about being able to pay off your debt in a third of the time that you're taking with throwing your extra cash flow onto a loan, for example, that's a game changer, people. That's a game changer. When you get in financial peace, that's a game changer for you. And you can do it. I'm going to show you how this lady here is going to do it, and she's going to do it very quickly. I have a feeling she's got some really good numbers. You may relate. So let's see what these numbers look like. But the webinar starts tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can go to the YouTube channel in the description. In my post, the link is everywhere. So feel free to join us. It's going to be really exciting for me because I'm getting to see speakers that I haven't actually sit down and talked to in a while. So I'm excited about it. Okay, so she has a few things going on here. So we're going to talk about what all she actually has in debt, which she has 2 car loans. Car number 1 And then car number 2. So car number 1 is 34,000 balance with a 592 payment. Car number 2 is 14,000 balance with a 399 payment. Then she has some credit cards. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 credit cards. 7. So we're going to list them because we're going to show what her numbers look like here when we run them, because right now she's feeling really, really broke. So 62.50 for the balance on this one with 162 per month. Credit card number 2. She has a 13, let's say 1,400 because it's 1,397. So 1,400 and then a $50 payment. She has 1,859. For the $60 payment. She has $693 with a $30 payment. $786 with a $60 payment. Number 6 is $414 with a $20 payment. And credit card number 7 has $76.74 with a $244 payment. And let's see what else. She has a line of credit, so that's good. We're going to put that at the top. She has the line of credit. It has a balance of 8403. We'll say 8400. Her payment is $250. She also has an RV that she has a balance of 3,033. Oh my gosh, we're running out of board. Let me take off the income here. We'll take this off so we can write some things above here. So the RV is 3303. Her payment is $534. And is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Her living expenses. This is food, gas, electric, the subscriptions. This is what she spends every month. She's got $1,300 per month. And then let's just see what this looks like, because right here is the line of credit. It already has an $8,400 balance on it. It's 10,000 limit, meaning she has a little bit of room in that. And let's just see what we're looking at when it comes to getting her to where, one, she has cash flow enough that she's going to be paying this off very quickly. So let's just add up our numbers here. So $1,300 for living expenses, $534 for one payment, $250, $592, $399, $162, $50, $60, $30, $60, $20, and $244. Okay, so 3701 is what is coming up at her balance here. I hope you guys can see this. 3701 is the payments with the living expenses. So everything together is 3701. Remember, she has an income of 5,200. I'm going to increase her living expenses up to 2,000 per month to give her plenty of room here. So let's say 2,000, which means that's going to change the total amount. I should have done that first. But let's start working her numbers just to see if we can get her out of making all of these different payments everywhere. The payments are where they get you, people. The payments are where they get you. It's a mindset that we have of just make your payments, just make your payments, make them on time. It's going to get your credit score, good. It's going to, bull. That is not true, because I made payments for all my life, very, very good, for 10 years, and never could get over a 640, 650 credit score. It's about how you're using your money, that you're actually working down your balances. Your score can increase when you're working down your balances. It can't increase if you're just spinning your wheels in payments and you're never making any progress because you're paying all this interest. Okay? So let's review right quick what the line of credit does, so that for you guys who may be new to the channel, new to TikTok, you're going to know what I'm talking about with the line of credit. So here is your line of credit. And you have a bank. We all have our bank or credit union that we use. So here is your checking account. All right, so we'll write checking, because this is where your income comes in, right? So she makes 5,200 a month. So she gets paid weekly or bi-weekly, and every week or every bi-weekly, she'll get a check come into her checking account, and they want you to keep it in your checking account or put some of it over in savings. That's another way they get us. So your income is going in. What happens after your income goes into your checking? Well, you got to pay bills. If you're like me, when you get your check, you had a bill due a week or two before that you have to pay. Then that takes your check, and you've only got a little bit to live on until you get paid again. So you're constantly grinding, right? You're grinding. That's why some of you have a second job, is because you're not bringing home enough, you think, to pay your bills. She's just grinding, going to work, getting the second job, getting the third job, delivering pizzas, whatever the gurus are telling you to do. You did it because why? Well, you need to pay your bills. You need to eat. But let's see what happens with this income going into the checking if we're just using our checking account. Well, you got to buy gas. So let's say with her checks, if she's paid on a weekly basis, let's just break it down, 52 divided by 4.2. Going to give her, let's say she brings home $1,200 a week. Okay, so the income goes in, and then here she goes. She's going to pay 50 for gas. She's got to pay her electric bill. It might be 200. She's got to pay Netflix. That might be 25. She's got to buy food. That might be 200. She's got to pay her car payment, $592. She's got to, maybe she's got to pay the LOC payment. That's $250. Do you see where I'm going with this? She's just pays and pays and pays to where this 1,200, which seemed like a lot when it went in there, all of a sudden you see it. It just starts dwindling down to nothing, and you're like, what the heck? I just got paid yesterday and I'm already broke. Raise your hand if you're one of them, because I lived that life. Okay? So when we're doing this, we feel like we're broke because, like I said, everything just keeps coming out. And you know, if you stop at Walgreens and you have to spend $40 for something there, maybe you buy medications, maybe you pay a daycare. What would she be doing if she paid the expensive daycare fees right now? People are in trouble. People are struggling because they're trying to live out of their checking account. Okay, so let's turn it over to a line of credit. A line of credit is a revolving line. It's not a loan. Okay, revolving meaning money can go in to the LOC and then you can pull it back out. So if the income is put into this line of credit, then it sits there, and then as these things start coming back out, you have got your balance down, and your limit, which in her case is $10,000 here. We're going to see how quickly she can pay off the $8,400 balance that she has just revolving this line of credit. What's the difference between a line of credit and a loan? Totally two different products. The line of credit's revolving. Like I said, all income can go in, all expenses can come out. A loan is closed end. That means that, say, for example, with this car payment, she makes $592. When she makes her car payment in, can she turn around and say, oh, wait a minute, I completely forgot, but I have to buy groceries this week. I need $100 of that back. What are they going to say? No, you've already paid it in. It's gone. You cannot touch it again. Not true with the line of credit. The line of credit, she could put in the whole $1,200 and then pull back out what she needs throughout the month, okay, or the week, whatever. I use mine every day, okay? So the difference with this, it's revolving. The loan is not revolving. Your payments go in and they don't come back out, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about what this line of credit can do for you when you're using your income to serve you instead of playing this game with your checking account. And I'm not judging you if you're in debt way over this lady's. I don't care how you got into debt. Let's help you get out of debt. Let's help you get your life back to where you're not looking for the second job, okay? That's what the whole 3-day webinar is going to be about, starting tomorrow, Labor Day. Yes, I did that on purpose. People say, oh, Monday, September the 1st, that's Labor Day. You messed up. You need to reschedule. No, I didn't. I know who I am on Labor Day. I know that I usually was off work and was sitting around the house doing chores or something. And that's why I put it on Labor Day, is so that more people can come into this information, because you're maybe sitting around doing chores and you can listen while you work at home, not at your job, okay? So now let's talk about what her numbers are going to look like using this revolving line of credit. Now, because she already has the line, which is right here, we're going to start with the $8,400 balance. Right now, she's making $250 payments per month. But when she starts using this line of credit, like that revolving line I was just telling you about, her income of $5,200, even though it's weekly, it's going to go in weekly. She will deposit about $5,200 every month into this account. What does that do to this $8,400 balance? It's just math. 3,200. What? I know, right? So what can we do right now? What can we do that'll be like, holy moly, what just happened? Well, we can pay off another debt. How about if we add a couple of these small ones in here? Let's just start small. We'll start with the 693. We'll pay it off with, this is credit card number 4. So we'll just pay this off and see where we're at. So what happens when, remember I showed you the revolving line? I'm trying to teach this in an elementary way because I'm an elementary mind and this is the way I learn. So when her income goes in to the line of credit, she can then recirculate it and pull out the 693, which will add to her balance. Her income's going in, her expenses are coming out. Income going in, expenses coming out, just like this, okay? Now, when her income goes in, what did it do to the payment that will be due on this line of credit? And we're going to say this line of credit is at 12%. When our income went in, it satisfied the payment that was due for that month. Well, what did that do to her cash flow? And we're going to add her cash flow right now because this 250 is gone because she satisfied it when she moved her income into the line. Now, that's a very fast way to gain $250 in cash flow. Yeah, she's going to feel like she got a pay raise right there because she doesn't have to make that $250 payment. So let's add up what kind of expenses and the payments that she has every month and find out what her cash flow is. And let's talk about cash flow because some of you are confused a little bit as to what cash flow is. So when you have an income and hers is 5,200, you add up all of your expenses, your food, your gas, your utilities, any tithing you do, any giving you do, your subscriptions, everything that you spend in a month. And hers, we said, was 2,000. So when you subtract what your living expenses are, you see that you have $3,200 left in this 5,200 income. Now let's add up the payments that she has now that she no longer has to. This 250, like I said, it was satisfied when she put her income into the line. Okay. Now she's paid off credit card number 4, so she no longer has the $30 payment. Why? Because she paid it off. And now let's add. So we've got 534, 592, 399, 162, 50 and 60, 60 and 20, and 244. So 2121 is what she makes in monthly payments now. Okay. Oh, wait. Nope. I add in the, yeah, okay, so we left out the 250, then 3,200 minus 2121, 1079 is her cash flow. This is everything paid out. This is what she has left over every month. So left over is the same word as cash flow, basically. So do your numbers, know your numbers, and see what your numbers look like before you start velocity banking. So you're going to know how quickly you're going to run through your debt. Okay. So 1,079. So we're going to write down that she has to pay 2121 in monthly payments. It's this, and then we have to account for the 2,000 that she has in living expenses. Plus 2,000 in living expenses. Okay, so let's add 3893, 2121, and 2,000. So the balance would be $8,014 after she pays all of her expenses out for the whole month and she's paid off the credit card. Wait, was that magic that she went from 8,400 to 8,000 in 1 month? Well, let's keep going. So we're going to put in her income again for month 2. All right, so 8,014, 5,200 out, that's 2,814. Okay, how about we come up here and pay off this RV now? If we pay off the RV, she's going to gain $534 a month in cash flow. So we'll take the 3,303 and see if we can put it in here. 3,303. I think we can. I'm not sure. So RV paid off. Let's add that in. Okay, so her balance after she pays off the RV is going to be $6,117. Now let's add in the living expenses because you have to eat every month. You have to pay your utilities. And let's see what her new monthly payments are without this $534 payment that she no longer has because she paid off the RV. And how long? In the 2nd month. We're just in month 2. Okay. So we'll take 2121 and subtract out 534. That means she has $1,587 due in monthly payments. All right. So let's add this up. So 9704 is her new balance. Now we're going to add interest because she'll have to pay interest on this account. Okay. So if it's a 12% interest rate, let's do an average. You know what? Let's don't do an average. Let's just take the highest balance of the account. Remember, the banks on lines of credit, they calculate the interest on the average daily balance. All right. So we're going to take the high because they would take an average between the high and the low. but we'll do it on the high just to leave room for error. So times 12% divided by 12, that's going to be $84 in interest. Remember, that's high. So 97.88 would be the balance at the beginning of the third month. Let's go on into the third month. $97.88. The income, her income's $5,200. It's going to go into the line of credit for the third month. And let's do some math. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing how quickly she's paying off her debt? She's already paid off a credit card. Now she's paying off the RV. Let's just keep running the numbers. So $2,000 in living expenses, and then $1,587 for her other monthly payments, because she still has to pay the credit cards, right? She still has to pay the car payments. So we have to make our payments. We have to buy food. And you have to add that in here. So let's see. 45.88. 2,000 and 1587. So 8175. Is that right? Yes, 8175. And then we're going to add some interest again. So let's take it off of the high, which is the 97.88. Let's just do it on the high balances. Times 12% divided by 12, about $98 in interest. So we'll add that in. This was our monthly payments. Okay, so 98 plus 8175, 8273. All right, what month are we in? We're in month 4. She makes 5,200 in month 4. $3,073. We could add in this 414 just to get it off of the board. So let's pay that credit card off. 414. Pay off credit card number 6. We'll add that in here. All right. So now we have to add our expenses, but we have to take off the $20 off of the payments because that's what this monthly payment was. So instead of $1,587 in payments, it's going to be $1,567 that she has to make in monthly payments. And then she has to pay her living expenses as well, $2,000 a month. So let's add 3487 and 1567, and then 2000. 7,054. Okay, and now we can add some interest. 12%, and we'll take the high, the 8273. Times 12% divided by 12. So $83 in interest. $71.37 is your new balance going into month 5. Income goes into month 5. So let's add or subtract 71.37, subtracting out 5,200, 19.37. Okay, so we can come over here and pay off another debt. Let's pay off, can we got room for this? Let me see. We can pay off some of it, if not all of it. 7, that's got a 244 payment. No, we could pay off. Let's pay off 4,000. And remember, this balance is going to be a little bit lower, probably not much, but maybe a little bit because she's been making these payments every month. So let's see, we'll add 4,000 to pay onto credit card number 7. So 59, you know how hard it is to write down here like this? So 59.37. Let's go over here. Let me move you guys over so you can see a little bit more of me. Maybe. Okay. All right. So 59.37. After we added in 4,000. Now we're going to add 2,000 for expenses. And then we've got to add in our monthly payments, but the monthly payments came down, right? So 1567. And then we can take off this 244 payment because, no, wait a minute. We're going to knock it down, not pay it off because we only paid 4,000. So let's say that with this one, there's a 3674 balance. And then let's just knock $44 off. Okay, so we'll say it's still 200 a month, which that's going to be high, but let's just pretend it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to knock $44 off of the monthly payments. So 1567 subtract 44 be 1523 and payments. And then adding it back up again. So we're at 9460. All right, now month 6 income goes in. We're at 4260. All right, you all see where we're going here? We're in our 6th month. We've paid off the credit card number 4. We've paid off the RV. And we've paid 4,000. Wait, we also paid that little credit card. Where was it? Right here, 414. And we paid 4,000 on credit card number 7. And we're still working. So let's see if we can get one more month in this board before we run out. So let's add the monthly living expenses and then the monthly payments, 1523. $77.83. I hope I did my math right. If I didn't, I'm sure you'll tell me. Oh, we didn't add the interest in, so we got to add that for this month. Did we add it? Let's see. We did interest. Yeah, we need to add the interest. So we're going to take it off of the high again. It won't be this much, but we're just making it as high as we can go with it here. So let's say $95 in interest. All right, now we can put our income in again now. And for month 7, okay, we're at 2678. Can we get in the remaining 3674? Let's see, 2678. Yeah, we can. So we're going to go ahead and are we going to add it all in there? Let's just try. Okay, so we're going to add the remaining 3674. Pay off that credit card number 7. That takes $200 more off of our monthly due. Let's add in the 2,000 for expenses. Let's add, I hope we're not going over. I don't think we are. 2678. First, let's take the 200. It'll be 1323. Be patient with me. Okay, so 2678, 3764 in payoff, 2,000 in monthly living expenses, and then the 1523 in payments will come down 200. So now it's 1323 in monthly payments. $1323. Make sure I added all of that in. $26.78. Okay, $97.65. Okay. We'll add in some more interest here. So let's take it off of our high, which is $78.78 for this month. Times 12% divided by 12, 79 in interest. Then 97.65, so that's 98.44. And then in month 8, income goes in 5,200. Balance $4,444. Okay, so let's just do a little recap here. Okay. We started with an $8,400 balance right here on this line of credit. So she already had $8,400. She starts revolving it. Income in, then she pays off credit card number 4. Income in, expenses out. We're in month 2. She pays off the RV. Income in, expenses out, interest is applied all through. Month 3, income in, expenses out. Month 4, income in, expenses out, and pays off credit card number 6. Income in, expenses out. Here we go, and I'm sorry. Yeah, credit card number 6. Then we pay on to credit card number 7 down here in month 5. So you pay it down 4,000, income in, expenses out. We go into month 6, income in, expenses out. The interest is applied. Month 7, income in. Now we've paid off credit card number 7. Expenses are paid out. Interest is added. Month 8, income's going in. We're about to pay out our expenses again. But the actual balance is $4,444. Then we're just paying monthly expenses. So what did she start with? $8,400 7 months ago, going into the 8th month. And she's already paid off 1, 2, 3, 4 debts. Let's see what the total that she's paid into this account, because remember, she started with an $8,400 balance. She's now working it down after she's paid off this stuff within the first 8 months. So how much? Let's see. We had 3,303, 693, 414, and 7674. So $12,084 has been paid off in the first 8 months of working the line of credit. She already had everything she needed. She was just using her money the way they taught her to use it instead of using it to serve herself. So within 8 months, she's paid off over $12,000, and she's getting on this balance too because she's working it down. So it is all about how are you using your money? Are you just making these monthly payments like they want you to make the monthly payments? Or are you using your income in a way that is going to pay off your debt? I've been there, people. I know what it's like to live out of your checking account. I know what it's like to struggle day to day, not just month to month, day to day. I know what it's like. I've been in the struggle. I've been in the paycheck to paycheck mode. I was playing the game their way, and I was losing, and could not get ahead. And why? It was just all because I didn't know how to use the bank. That's what the VANNtastic channel is all about. I want you guys to get free. I want you to be so excited to wake up and go to work because you're no longer working because you had that bill due last week. You're working because you're getting ready for great vacations because this is going to be paid off in no. Let's just run numbers. Would you like to run numbers? Okay. So if she's at 4,044, how long will it take her to pay that completely off? She could start grabbing these other debts. Like, wouldn't it be nice to get rid of this $592 payment per month? Wouldn't it be nice to get rid of $399 per month? The same here. These are painful when you're making payments and you're just working so you can pay the bank. Painful. Stressful, super stressful. It makes you feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I killing myself at work when what I bring home is not even enough to pay my bills? I've not been able to take my kids on vacation in, like, I don't know, 6 years. Do you know how many times I hear that? Do you know how long I went without taking my children on a real vacation? I'm not talking about an overnight stay. I'm talking about, that vacation that the rich people get to take, New York City for 5 days, Orlando, Disney for 4 days. I'll bet anything that somebody watching now just wishes they could take a vacation. And when you learn how to use your income, you're going to be so super excited to go on vacation. You're going to be so excited for December the 25th to get here. You're going to be so excited because you are not going to worry about where the Christmas gifts are coming from this year. You're going to know. When I first started doing velocity banking, I will never forget how that felt. That I just felt so wealthy because I was like, for the first time in my life, I'm not worried about money. I'm not stressing out about I've got to work overtime. When I paid off my first car, which was in less than 8 months, I was in a mess. I wasn't making no $5,200 a month, I promise you that. But when I paid off my car, do you know what that did for my psyche? Do you know, as a woman who was a single parent, do you know what that felt like when I paid off my car? I never thought in a million years I would own a car free and clear. Blew my mind. I still have that exciting butterfly feeling in my stomach that I was able to pay off a car. But do you know where the real joy came in? Was when my daughter graduated from college and I could buy her a car. I never dreamed in a million years that I would be able to buy my child a car for graduating from college. Do you know how it feels as a single parent to be able to take your children on an elaborate vacation? New York City, see 3 or 4 Broadways, go see the Statue of Liberty, go up in the Empire State Building and not have to worry about how much you're spending while you're there, and thinking, hey, that cost me $3,200. Oh, well, I'm just going to use my line of credit. Do you know what that joy feels like to be able to have big Christmases for your kids? Well, I do now. And I know you can too. That's the only reason I do what I do in a day. To teach you all that you do not have to be struggling financially. I want you to get excited. I want you to be excited to wake up and go to work because you want to go to work, not because if I don't go to work and God forbid somebody gets sick in the house and I have to miss a day, right? If your kids are sick and you have to take a day off from work, wow, what a burden. But not when you get your finances in order. And you saw this lady did not get a second job. She wasn't delivering pizzas at night. She didn't get frugal. I even added, remember when we first started, she had given me $1,300 in living expenses, and I added up to $2,000. So I added $700 a month for her to blow throughout the month. You know those yearbooks that your kids want at school? Do you know I never could afford that up until they got into high school? And thank God that I homeschooled them most of the time, so I didn't have to buy yearbooks. Little simple things that some of you guys who think you're loaded and you just give your kids everything. Mine didn't get that experience because I didn't have any money to buy them anything. I've told you, my daughters wanted to go to the book fair at the school, and I didn't have $5 to give them. Well, I do now, and I don't have any kids that are under the age of 15. So we have the gurus out there telling you this is your fault. You're in debt because it's your fault. I'm here to tell you that is a lie from the devil. It's not your fault. You're doing exactly what you were told, and you were told to make payments. And you're doing that. You're a good little boy. You're a good little girl. You're doing that. But how about we rebel just a little bit? Not in a way that's going to act out or hurt anybody, but in a way that decides to serve us financially instead of the bank. If you can just stop paying interest, you're going to win. You're going to see your debt balances decrease month by month by month if you're using your income to serve you. I hope that you guys are learning something. I'm so sorry that I go off like this, but I am super passionate about wanting people to find financial salvation. Your eternal salvation is great too. I mean, that's very important, and I love that, and I want to talk about that too. But until we get the jumbled mind straightened out from where we're stressing out about money every day, we can't even think about anything else because it feels like that everything's in shambles, and your spirit is all tore up because you're stressing out. But I'm just here to tell you, you can straighten it out, and it's super simple to do. And I hope you're super excited to know that you're not broke. You're not broke. You just thought you were. You have plenty of money. If you make $5,200 a month, then you're an average American. Like I said, when I started Velocity Banking, I was making $2,000 a month. Of course, that's been about 15 years ago. So I hope that you've learned something today. I hope you'll show up for the webinar tomorrow. It starts at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to put the link in the chat here on the YouTube channel, and you are welcome to join me. We're going to have some of my best favorite people, some really good people that I've met over the last few years that teach beautiful things. And you know what? They are going to help you get financially free as well. I want you to get excited, not just about paying off debt today, but building your wealth for tomorrow, getting your children set up for when you're gone. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a beautiful feeling? I mean, if you're a parent out there, you know what I'm talking about. We want our children to be at peace. And when we're running around like we're crazy trying to figure out where we're going to get a dollar to pay the bill, to buy food, whatever, you can't be giving, loving, and being passionate about your children because you're so stressed out you can't breathe. I want you out of that struggle. I want you in peace. I want you to be spending the time you need with your children. We've got gurus out there telling you, you need a second job. You're stupid. That's just a demon. Because why would somebody tell you you were stupid for doing exactly what you were told to do? Make payments. And why should you have to get a second job to support a loan? To support the crazy interest that they're charging you at these banks? Why should you be made feel guilty because you want to sit at home and spend some time with your kids instead of, coming home from work at 5 and turning around and going right back out to work at 6? Throwing your kids in a daycare so that you can go to work every day and leaving them for somebody else to raise all day long because you have to go to work. I'm all about work. I've always loved to work. And when I got free financially, I can go to work and enjoy my job. It's not about, oh gosh, if I don't, I've got to go work, extra, oh my gosh, they're offering 10 hours overtime for the next 2 weeks. I'm in. While your kids are never seeing you, they know their babysitter more than they know you because, well, you've got to go to work to pay the babysitter. Isn't it crazy? Isn't everything so confusing when it's all so easy? It's so easy. So I am putting the 3-day webinar in the chat here on YouTube, and it will also be in the description if you want to join us. We're going to have Chris Noggle. He's going to be talking about infinite banking. We're going to have Money Max, the creator, is going to join us. We're going to have somebody talking to you about wealth building. JJ the CPA is going to be there. We're talking about Brent Carlson to talk about the trusts and LLCs. Alex Alberin is going to talk about building your business, designing your dream business. Who else? My high performance coach, Dr. Howard Dennis, is going to be there. Super excited about that. We're going to have the first lien lenders there that's going to talk to you about the first lien, what it does, how it looks, how it works. And you know what? They all have Q&A, so you're going to get to ask some questions and get some answers while you're there. Okay, so I feel like that I have been rambling on, but I am telling you, this is exciting stuff. And you know, it's not something that you can't do. It's something that you absolutely can do. You just didn't know how to do it. You didn't know that, hey, wait, there's a what? What happened? I can do this? Maybe with what I already have? It's exciting. I'm excited for you guys. Yes. So people are talking about the New York City trips. I just got back from there. I absolutely think that is one of the funnest places I've ever been. It was super safe. I'm very glad about that. The New York City police are everywhere. So it just seemed like I've been there 3 times, and it just seemed like it was just like it was when I went in 2016, 2019, and then again in 2025. Same good time. So I was very, very happy that, it was peaceful, everything's beautiful, so much to see and so much to do. And, I just get excited sharing that stuff with you because I want you to be excited that you don't have to stress out just because you want to go on vacation, just because you want to have an overnight trip, just because, you want to go out and eat dinner a few times a week. This is your life. Live it. Do not wait. I was always waiting. Oh, I just have 5,600 payments left on my home and then I'm going to get to own it. What? Oh, when my husband decides to treat me like somebody, then I'm going to get to be loved. Oh, when, we get to buy this new car, that's going to make everything better. Waiting. Such a waste. Oh my gosh. I was telling my husband today, if I could go back to 19 and know what I know today, wow, would my life look different. Sitting in relationships where they're using and abusing you, what a waste of time. What a waste of time. You need to push yourself into doing better things, great things. And for goodness sake, don't let anybody hold you down. That is the biggest mistake I've probably made in my entire life, is thinking that I could only be happy if somebody else was happy. If I could, oh well, let me see, I'll get him in a good mood. I'll try to be on my best behavior. I'll have the house cleaned when he comes home and the food cooked and the kids well dressed, and oh, he's just going to be so excited to come home. Wow, foolishness. Foolishness. You should be the best you are, and then if somebody isn't absolutely crazy about you, then kick them out the door. Because this is your life as much as everybody else on this earth. and you were blessed with the same ability to do anything you wanted to on this earth, and nobody should make you feel less than. Nobody should try to hold you back from being your best. So I'm talking to women, I guess. I know some of you men are in situations too, but you don't need anybody to carry you or pick you up. You can handle yourself as a woman, and you can be all you ever wanted to be and be very excited about your life. Mental abuse was a real thing. Emotional abuse was a real thing in my life. And it took me 17 years to figure that out, that I was being used and abused. And when I broke free from that, sure, there's a period your soul is damaged. There's a period of rebuilding, getting your feet back under you, finding out who you really are as a person. But wow, it was the best thing I ever did for my life and my children, was to get out of that abusive situation. What was it? The Wilson sisters. The Wilson sisters had a song that came out in, I guess, it would have been the 90s. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Make a Change? What was the name of that song? Hold On for One More Day. That song was so inspiring to me and occurred about the same time. Yes, hold on. Guys, if you're in a relationship that you're feeling like something's wrong, I'm not, I don't feel loved, or, he's not affectionate. He's not the affectionate type. That's what I used to hear all the time. Yeah, he was affectionate to everybody but me. Yeah, I need to write a book, because I could go into some crazy life and you all would be like, oh my gosh, I know, right? But that song, Hold On by Wilson Phillips, that was so good. It was just so real. Make a change and hold on, because better days are coming, period. Better days are coming. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. How many hours? So it starts at 5:30 and it goes to 10 p.m. on some days. I think it's 9 to 10 most days. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It is, like I said, it's on Labor Day. I did it on purpose. Yeah. 5:30 to about 10 p.m., Evelyn. It's going to be so good. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't wait. I get a little nervous at these webinars because I'm not a public speaker. And, I try to keep it as elementary as I can keep everything I do, because I'm trying to reach those of you who you don't work with spreadsheets. Maybe you don't do math well. I don't do math well. I failed algebra as a freshman year. So I'm not a math whiz. I'm not a guru. I'm literally somebody that is teaching you guys how to use the bank. And we love the banks. I don't want them to go away. I just don't want to pay them any more money than I have to be paying. And when you're sitting making those monthly payments, you're doing nothing. Oh my gosh, you're doing nothing but throwing away your money. Just here, do me a favor. If you're going to pay $100 in interest this month, just take $100 and go down the road and throw it out the window as you're going down the road. And like I've said before, at least somebody that needs it might pick it up off of the road and use it. But why would you throw that away to a bank if you don't have to? Why? Okay, guys, I don't see any major questions, so I think that I am going to jump off of here. I've got a big long day tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, because of this webinar coming up. It's going to be a lot of good information. So if you want to learn every single thing you possibly can about everything that's going to use your money, your income, not a loan. We're going to talk about how to use your money to not only pay off your debt, but to build your wealth. So important. So important. 5:30 p.m. Eastern time is when it starts. I did that on purpose. I did Labor Day on purpose because I wanted to. I don't even know why. But we have so many people coming. So excited about this one too. We had a great one last January. It went so well. We're going to do another live event in 2026. A live event. I love meeting you guys in person. So I am going to jump off of here. I want you guys to be encouraged. You know, I'll put on TikTok, yes, under some of my reels. I think I posted one yesterday or the day before about the VANNtastic conference. So it's in the link, or it's a link underneath those reels, however they are on TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok user, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Let's see. Love you, Christy. My daughter thanks me for having the knowledge to pay off debt. Awesome, Maria. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, Christy. I needed to hear that. Thank you for following the Lord to use you. This was great. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. I do appreciate you. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm getting so much good feedback on you guys that are using the Velocity Banking and that you are excited again about your money. I can't wait till Christmas because I can't wait to hear your testimonies about what Christmas was like for you for this year. Last year, a lady sent me an email and she said, I just had to write you and tell you that for the first time, we had the biggest Christmas. And she said, I didn't even think or worry about money for the first time in her life. And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. He is so good. The Lord gives us the wisdom to get rich. He has given wisdom on how to use the bank, how to save money, and how to save your money and how to make it work for you. And that's all the VANNtastic channel teaches. So I hope that you'll go there. If you're on TikTok, go to VANNtastic YouTube channel and watch videos because they're completely free. They're completely free. If you want it bad enough, you'll go there, you'll watch videos, and you'll learn because I have all kinds of different scenarios. And just go to the video list and watch, and your scenario is probably going to pop up and give you a lot of ideas on how you can save money, how you can pay off your debt, and it's free for you people. It's free. The webinar has an $89 charge because I'm bringing in so many speakers. Okay, so we have a bunch of speakers. I think we have 10 or 12 speakers that's going to be speaking. So if you register, you'll get a Zoom link and you'll get the schedule of who's going to be speaking at what time. It is recorded, so if you miss a session, then you can go back and watch it again. Okay? All right. I love you guys. I think you're great. I pray over this channel every day. I just pray that the favor of the Lord will be all over your lives, that you'll be blessed, that you'll have all of this just open up to you and you'll be super excited. But thank the Lord for giving you the information. It's just my pleasure. But thank him because without him, I am nothing and I'm excited to serve. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.